Welcome back. Another rendition of Friday Night Lights here at Curve Field with the Glen Mills Bulls taking on the Penwood Patriots in the house again. It was so nice we had to do it twice. So I got my man Rap Curry and introduce the man. That's the voice of the Patriots next to you. Am I correct?
Yes. Let me introduce y'all to the truth from the booth, Khalil Sherrills.
Hey,
Class of '88.
Class of '88. I'm
Give y'all the truth from
87.
the booth. Go ahead, shout it out. Let
Class
them
of
know.
1988, like you said, true from the booth, Khalil,
Now-
the real deal.
Now you played football for the Wood?
I did, won a couple championships.
So you was on the field for that 10-9 game, the onside kick, the field goal, and everything like that?
Ooh, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Hey, I took a couple championships home. I know that much.
Definitely. Well, this is another wonderful atmosphere we have out here tonight. Here to see the Patriots take on the Bulls. The Patriots are 5-1. One of the great 8 teams in Delaware County, ranked, doing extremely well this year. What got you into deciding to be the voice of the Patriots?
Being a voice of the Patriots is an honor that I couldn't turn down. My mentor, one of my former teachers, Chip Safuni, was the voice when I was coming up. And after I left high school, he still was on the mic. And after he stepped down, who but me could you think of? I mean, I'm the guy with the charisma, the class, the razzmatazz. I give them what they need.
All right, so hold on. So, you see he got the shades on.
Yeah.
He's done gone big time now. We even got other schools trying to recruit him to do their games now,
Okay.
right? But look, in the beginning, it wasn't so sweet like that. We had a couple situations where there were schools that were trying to come after you. Why don't you talk about that for a second?
It wasn't always smooth sledding, I will admit. But my knowledge of the game
Definitely
took over
Okay.
what I was supposed to be really doing in the booth, and that's announcing the game rather than calling the plays. So I was so focused in on the game, I was calling the other team's plays accidentally on purpose. And, it happens.
But I mean, that's just natural. You in the
It
booth,
was my natural.
it's the football instinct.
That's what it was.
I mean, you coach when you at home. That's the same thing you do when you're watching a game
exactly.
at home.
Same thing we do when I'm around the boys. And
definitely.
Rap Curry pulled my collar a couple times and said, hey, this is not cool.
Definitely.
I'm trying to help the home team, but I had to be a little more neutral. So I'm a little more towards the middle right now.
Okay. Have you heard of an app called Squawker?
I can't say that I have.
Well, Squawker is an app that may be right up your alley. It's where your friends can listen to you do play-by-play of real games.
Oh, that's
like they
sweet.
turn down the volume, say the Eagles are playing the Cowboys, whatever, and they don't want to hear Merrill Reese or them, or they watching the NBA Finals. You can go play-by-play and do it yourself, and they can stream and tag you and listen to you.
I can be the man.
Yeah, you could be the man. I think that's something that's right up your alley. Something
Man, you done made this
You
work,
might open
bro.
up. Hey, you might open up a whole new world.
I
for me
mean,
right
I'm
here.
serious, but definitely.
But one of the things I definitely want to do, we really strategically wanted to make what we were doing a community building, a school building situation.
Definitely.
And so we really talked about how to do things. We have the cheerleaders come together, and you highlight that, and then we also focus on just really not only calling out the other players and other teams, but just really getting them involved in the game too. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
That's major, because I like to make everybody feel a part of the situation here. Not just our players and coaches and fans, but the other players, coaches, and fans, and everybody who comes out to support these youth. That's what it's mainly about, supporting all the youth, not just Penwood's youth. But when you make it an atmosphere like that, it's more inviting, more welcoming,
more entertaining.
Yes, I'm an entertainment part of the athletic part. So athletics is entertainment, and the entertainment is athletics. I make them all one and the same though. So you don't come to Penwood just for the game. You come for the show.
You come for the experience.
You come for the Penwood experience.
It's the Penwood experience. It's the Penwood experience. Mark here, Mr. Technical, the electrician man. If you need some good electric work, shout him out. He'll help you out for that. Definitely.
We're gonna charge Mark advertisement fees. He gets his electrical work around the county.
Oh, if it goes out, y'all know what happened.
Hey, before we go, I definitely 2 parts to this. Before you get ready for the game. One, what's it like to see Penwood football back in as a former Patriot? 2, I just want you to shout out a little bit about what Penwood football was like when you guys were back playing.
Hey, the rejuvenation of this Penwood football program is unbelievable. I've watched it in the in its infancy rather, and just seeing these young cats come up when they're little, watching us playing, on the sidelines and then to be actually on the field, is so much pride involved with that in itself that it's unbelievable. That's what Penwood is all about. It's Penwood pride, night and day and night. And when I played, that's the same thing as how I was when I was coming up. I watched the older guys playing when I was a little boy.
Ducky Riles.
Yeah,
Millersville University.
Keith Johnson, Meat Hook. I mean, all those guys. Dino Jordan, Rodney Blackwell, all them cats.
Rodney Blackwell, you still around?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We had a little collision back in the day. He ended up in a trash can.
He's still here, though. Hey, he's still
Peace out.
Hey, he's still
I'm not that type of guy
away.
anymore, you know.
Hey, I'll let him know you hollered at him.
Definitely.
I might have him at the next game.
But I mean, that's always good fun. I mean, that was the thing.
And that's
playing,
the beauty of it.
It's just fun and rivalries, guys you played against and played with, and you come back and you tell the stories. The touchdowns get longer, the tackles get more. You know what I mean?
More sacks,
everything.
more everything.
Oh, definitely. But I just want you're doing a tremendous job. With the calling of the game is definitely experience, and everybody needs to come down to Curve Field and check out and support Penwood. Penwood football definitely is hitting tonight. It's a little brisk out, so
a little brisk, but I'm gonna keep you entertained through the rain and informed through the storm. Ain't nothing going on tonight, so we're gonna have fun out of sight tonight.
Glen Mills tonight. Not the Glen Mills we grew up with.
Not at
Not
all.
the James Spears Glen Mills.
No, sir.
The Arrington Glen Mills. They're 4A. You guys are 5A. Is this a game that you feel Penwood should have a good time to win tonight?
Should is all. It's a big word when you're in sports.
Yeah.
And that's why we play the game.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why we play the game. So I don't want to come out underestimating anyone.
Okay.
I want to come out smacking people in the mouth, up north, down south. Let's go. Let's get it. Penwood all day, all night.
All right, so on your way out here, you know what I mean, as you know, the camera's over there.
Yes, sir.
I mean? Make sure you show them your Penwood swag on the way out.
Hey,
So you
will
got the
do.
glasses. The Penwood apparel swag.
Give him a little bit of that.
All right, yo, shout out to Khalil,
Thanks for having me
Kleko,
on.
Charles.
Hey.
Yo, not only does he do this here, but he's coaching at the middle school.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And he's also coaches at the YAA, and he's on the Lansdowne Recreation Board. And I just want to say all that because, when we're grassroots, we talk about being grassroots. Like, you got to really be in the community doing work. And so I want to commend you for that.
Thank you. I do it from the muscle. I
appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Don't make sure flash that.
I see
flash
y'all on
that
the
swag.
mic.
Flash that swag.
All right,
Y'all have a good one.
definitely. And thanks for stopping by. Sports Talk Live for the culture.
Definitely.
I'll have you down at the ranch sometime. We can talk a little sports.
Definitely.
See you there.
Definitely. I don't know if I can come with y'all. That's two Cowboys fans in one room. I don't know if I can deal with that.
Oh man, it's all about it. We ain't going nowhere. You don't have to worry about that.
Hey, so I know we got some stuff to talk about the game, but I want to bring in our next guest. This next young man has also played at Penwood.
Okay.
Graduated a few years back.
Okay.
He had a unique story, and he's on a unique track. And I hope he's going to let us talk about that a little bit. Let us dive into his private world. But really, what I'm trying to show is just the different types of kids we have here at Penwood and the route that they go from afterwards. So this is Tavon Ruley, star running back. Tavon, what's going on, baby? Welcome
Nice
to the show.
to meet you, Tavon.
Come on, have a seat.
Sit down right
Camera's
next to
right
him.
there. Hold on, make sure you flash me your swag. Get your Penwood football shirt on. There you go. There you go. Be the brand, baby. Be the brand.
Definitely.
So, first of all, why don't you give them a little bit of background, year you graduated, and tell them, before we go into the story a little bit, tell them what your senior year was, because you killed it your senior year. Tell
move
me
up.
a little bit your stats.
Yeah, it's to my.
Well, y'all know, my name Tavon Ruley. I graduated 2016.
Okay.
My senior year, my junior year, I think I finished with 19. It was 173 carries with 918 yards.
Wow.
And 8 touchdowns. My senior year, I finished with 183 carries, 1,331 yards, and 12 touchdowns.
Wow. You putting in work.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Now, I want to tell y'all, because this is one of the special young men to me, right? He's really special to me.
This is all about.
Because, Tavon is one of the few kids that I advocated to get a 5th year here. So I get all these kids that want to reclass. They're like, going to reclass.
Yeah, they always be like, what rap do for you to do this, do that, so I get my year back.
But he got a 5th year because Tavon had a disability that he was working through that came out in like 10th grade. So you feel like talking a little bit about that?
I can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be inspiration.
Well, like, in 9th grade, I started off 9th and 10th grade, I wasn't into high school football yet. I was more so like still Pop Warner because like in my situation, like my Pop Warner team, we stopped playing for our youth team. We 15.
Okay.
So in 10th grade, I just stopped playing Pop Warner. So this is when I started like to look at the high school team because I was small and like I didn't know if like I could compete in the high school level. So when I started to come to like the games, I like started looking like, oh yeah, I can do this.
You can do this. You felt confident.
I can do this. Like it's not nothing I can't handle. So when I got into that, this is like my 11th grade year. 10th grade I was like a little mixed, but I wasn't sure. But my 11th grade year, that's where I really started. And that's when Coach Lincoln came, and then I started talking to Rat more, and I started getting more into like the football, like high school football experience and everything. And then like when I was going through it, like the whole time, I was going through like a little situation I had, like, but I didn't want to tell nobody because I always thought like people would look at me different, like I'm crazy or something because of my personal like mental like what I was going through and stuff. But
sports helped you with that, dealing with that.
But like since I started playing high school football and that was who I was, and I gained a more relationship with Rap and Coach Lincoln, I felt comfortable to like explain to them what was going on to me with me. So like by my 12th grade year, like by the end of my 12th grade year, I was like speaking more about Rap, and like it made me feel comfortable because I already had a relationship with him. So like I was more comfortable to say it to him. So like when we were talking about this, like I felt like I couldn't get into like high school football as I wanted to because it would hold me back a little bit. So once I told him about that, he started speaking to me about like, yeah, you can it's a thing called 5th year. I never knew about like reclassifying, and like it's basically like getting your year back so you can like basically show yourself off because like when I told him, like he knew I was held back a little bit, so like I wasn't at my full potential. So like when he told me that, like I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So we had to go through the whole process of the reclassing and everything, and it actually went through. So I came back the next year, and then the next year I came back. That's my senior year. Next year I came back, like I took full advantage of it because I knew like he gave me another opportunity. Like, and I seen something that I didn't see before, and like I actually like it was more comfortable for me because I actually this is like a real personal private thing. So I already told him about that. So for me to tell him that and Coach Lincoln that, I felt like important. So like I felt like now I could actually be myself a little more. So the 12th grade year I just like was grinding. And I felt myself more like and that year actually helped me think a lot different. And cause you know every athlete, every football player want to be Division I, like Rip. Like, they want to be Division I.
That's the game. You want to go play the big game.
So that's what I want to do. But like my grade wasn't right enough. Like so I had to like it was like a struggle a little bit. So like I didn't really have my grade straight. So that year actually made me think like, oh, I ain't actually got to go Division I because I seen that it was something else I could do. And I'm glad I had the extra year because if I wouldn't have had the extra year, I would have probably like went D2 or something or D3 or something like that because like I wanted to still play football. But since I got that year back, it showed me that like it's more things than just going straight from high school to D1.
So let me take them back for a second and real fast before we go into your college because that's amazing as well. So let me first tell you, in 10th grade for him, he played a little bit, but he wasn't showing up to practice all the time. And so Coach Brooks, who's now back on the staff, was going crazy about because I was like, yo, why you not giving this kid the ball, right? And he was like, he don't come to practice. So when I finally got through the barriers and I was talking to him, we talked a few times because I pursued him, and then I was just like, yo, so he finally let me in that he was going through some different diagnosis and he was actually getting help. And so I was like, yo, he was actually getting help for his process. And so we talked to mom, and I was like, look, bring me all that documentation and we'll start the process, but I just need you to trust us. So when Coach Lincoln came and then we all brought that together and it worked out. But I want to say that was, you know, because we talk about, you know, mental health and issues that come along with it, but we act like it's not something that we can't learn to work with. And so, but it took building a relationship, and that's what we were able to do,
and that's what sports does as a team.
It wasn't like to them. It felt like it was like more like a fatherhood, like you know what I'm saying, like not like it's not like they my coaches or my athletic director. I felt like more than that. So like,
and that's what we talk about when we said when I started this sports talk for the culture. It was about the culture of sports. It was about situations just like this that where you hear a lot of different negative things about sports, but the good aspect of sports, especially youth sports and high school sports, how playing sports and camaraderie, mentors can help children achieve more than what they thought they could believe. It opens your eyes.
Because now to this day, like some people in my family don't even know this. So like that's how I know I was like comfortable telling them because like people in my family don't even know this. So, like,
and really you would look at it and see his grades and be like, all right, well, this is a kid that's just not trying. But he had stuff going on. So then, and then you watched it, even though, and here's the reality of it, right? It wasn't like because he was having, you know, D's and F's and stuff like that. It wasn't like all of a sudden you start getting therapy and you was an A student.
Yeah.
Like it took a progression of going from D's
Hard work,
to C's.
yeah.
But what was crazy about it was he had to go before the PIAA and actually tell his story himself, and he was nervous about that.
I was.
You know what I mean?
I was like, I didn't want to say it, but I know I had to.
Yeah.
I had to, but I didn't
Definitely.
want. I don't know these people, so like I didn't want to just
Yeah.
tell everybody my story because
Yeah.
I don't know them. But like rapping, making explain to me like I'm not gonna see those people again. Like so, just explain my story so they can hear me out and like feel where I'm coming from.
Well, that's a beautiful
So
story.
let's take it forward. So then, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you weren't going to clear because, you know, the NCAA, while there are things for people with disability, you still got to clear the clearinghouse, the eligibility center. So we weren't going to make that. And so you had a couple different JUCO situations, right? And you had some big ones out in Kansas.
Number one JUCO.
Yeah, Kansas. Yeah, that's a
It's
big
called
JUCO.
Garden City. I was
Yeah.
supposed to go out there, but like
That's where Jordan Johnson went.
Yeah.
They was go out there. But to your credit, you were like, yo, I don't think I can really handle that.
Yeah,
I think I need to stay close.
Yeah,
so
'cause
tell them
like-
what you did.
So like, I was going through the process with the Garden City. Like it was like a couple months. Like they was on me. Like when I left high school, it was on me. I was with them. Like I was like everything they were telling me, I liked to hear. So I was like going forward with it. So then like the week of, like it was coming to me like, dang, I'm gonna be far. Like I can't like. It's like gonna be real hard for me. I'm gonna be far with my family. Like it's not gonna be hard for me to cope right what I was going through. Like I'm not gonna be able to do this. So like I just explained to the coach. I talked to my mom and everybody. So I explained to the Garden City coach like, I don't think I want to do this because like, I gotta like this is my first year out of like
Being away
high
from
school.
home,
So
yeah.
I'm be. It's not like I'm 2 hours away. I'm gonna be like.
Flame flight.
Yeah,
You in a
too
different
far.
time zone.
So I'm like, I'm not sure I could do this. But like he was mad at me because like he didn't know where I was coming from. So he was mad at me because he looking at me like, cause I'm the running back that I am. He wouldn't be on his team. Like so he gonna be mad if I tell him that, but he don't know where I'm coming from. So like he ain't understand. So after that, I got in contact with they got in contact with me, Valley Forge up in Wayne, PA. They got in contact with me. So I went there because like it was like 20 minutes away, and I felt like it was better for me. Like
A better environment. You gotta put yourself in a better environment that's
and then
conducive
like,
to.
I felt like that's close enough so like I could like adapt to the outside world and not be with my family as much. And that's not as far, so I actually do need help to come back. I can always like just come back because 20 minutes away. So I played for them 2 years.
So give them the stats, cuz give them the stats.
My last year, it was like, I forgot actually. I actually forgot, but it was over 1,000. It was over 1,000. It was like it was less carries though. It was less carries. It was like 173 carries. It wasn't like a lot. It wasn't a lot of carries. Like my most carries at Valley Forge I had was like 12 carries. And like every game I had 100 plus. But like,
wow, you was doing the work.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the accurate like the stat that I had.
But we know you did work up there.
Yeah,
That's what
1,000.
you
And I had 15 touchdowns. And I had 15 touchdowns.
But now here's tell us. So now we talk about a kid who really you would look at had academic struggles throughout high school, partly because of the disability and partly but just dealing with that and maturing and learning how to be the student. Goes to JUCO. This is what I try to tell people. Grows up and you did your 2 years and got your what?
My associate's degree.
Got his associate's degree.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Liberal arts.
Got his associate's degree. So now I'm sitting here this summer, right? And all of a sudden my phone rings, right? And it's Coach Chris Wisenhand. I don't think I said that right.
Yeah,
The Temple running coordinator. So he's like, I want to talk to you about one of your kids. So I'm like, well, which kid? Right? This is through text.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm driving. So he's like, Tavon. I said, I'm going to pull over and call you in 5 minutes. So give him the next part of the journey. So right now, you taking a couple classes, right? And then next.
Right now, I'm taking classes at DCC.
Okay.
The coach told me basically like, it's going to be like a ratio year because I had like low situation with Valley Forge. I don't want to get into that, but like, it was like low situation. So now I'm taking classes at DCC to make up my credits. I actually start the 22nd, and I'm taking those classes. And they say once I pass that, I'm coming to Temple. I'll be at Temple in January.
Well, that's great, man.
And
That's
here's
tremendous.
the crazy thing, right? Coach called me. It was like
Hard work.
He was like,
hard
yo,
work pays off.
Hard work pays off, right? So we had to go back and do some eligibility things this summer that we didn't do, clearing out, right? Stuff that a couple things he didn't do that I asked him. Did mostly everything, couple things. So we got everything in the eligibility center, and then so next year he's gonna be going to Temple.
Yes,
and the coach was just like, yo, this kid's unbelievable. Like you went to a couple like spring practices, right? And he was just like, yo.
They invite me to all the events, like most of the events.
That's
like
wonderful.
spring
And he killed it.
practices.
And that's beautiful, man. And that's the whole thing about sports, and that's the whole thing that given the opportunity. See, nothing, you earn that.
That's
See,
what I'm
that's the
saying,
part.
like-
Like anything on the field, like somebody be on the field was like, can I get some carries? Can I get some playing time?
Right.
No, you take playing time.
definitely.
You take that.
And, like,
you do so well that I got it. It ain't like I'm giving you anything. You done came in here and took it.
And I was always like that. I was always like that. A lot of these kids don't know that. They think I just got it like handmade, like, oh, this coach didn't take mine, so I'm putting him in. No, it's never like that, because I never came to a school and I just started. Like, when I came to Penwood, I had to earn my spot. When I went to Valley Forge, I had to earn my spot.
Exactly.
They think, like, because I got my name, that I just get it free.
It doesn't
But no,
mean
I
once
always
you get
earned
between the lines, and once you do that, it's all about what you can do.
Exactly.
And these guys are looking for people that can help them achieve and
definitely.
win. And that's the main thing. And you got to get the opportunity and then take it and seize it and do the most you can with it.
Yes, sir.
And that's an incredible story, man. And
So
congratulations.
before we close out, and you get to go enjoy the game. We got a late start for all y'all that not here yet. We need y'all to come through. 7:15 start because Mills was in traffic. You were like the beginning of this new era of Penwood football.
I appreciate
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And so why don't you just tell them what it feels like to see where the program is now, Friday Night Lights, like how does it make you feel as an alum?
Like, actually, it make me feel like it's good. Like, I like coming out here and seeing them win. Like, cause when I was here, we wasn't winning as much. And then, like, every time I come out here and I see them doing team like they used to do us, it's like it's a great feeling. Like, it's a great feeling. That's why I'm always out here every game. Like, I'm out here like rooting them on all the time. Like, and I hope they go far, because it actually was a crazy experience. Like, everybody always talking about, oh, Penwood suck, Penwood suck. It was never on our side, but they flipped it over and they showed everybody that Penwood is back where it used to be.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why I like when I come out here and I see them win. It make me excited. It make me proud, because like I see where we came from, because I was part of it. Like, and I was part of the side where we was losing. So to come out here and see that they changed it around, like after I left and everything, they said I see they flipped it and they winning now and they doing team like how you do us. It's like it's just amazing.
Great
Yo,
opportunity.
appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too.
I appreciate you. You're an inspiration to me, and I think you
Inspiration to me.
story, because there's so many kids out here, and like, you know,
They have issues and problems. They hold it in. They're scared to reach out and touch somebody. One thing my papa always say, ask somebody for help. But most people in the world will help you. You know what I mean? Most people in the world is good, and they'll give you opportunity. And once you get that opportunity, just take it and run with it. They pass you the baton, just go. You know, just like you carry the ball, you got to carry stuff in life. And that's what you do. Definitely.
All I see.
Yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
Appreciate you, bro, man. You make it worthfully to be here, man.
Thank you,
Oh,
bro.
definitely. Forge culture.
All right.
And I'll be
Yes,
looking
sir.
for you
Yes, sir.
next year on Temple. Definitely.
sir.
Definitely. Thanks. Appreciate you. You too. Good luck. That was an awesome story, Rap. I mean, that's what it's all about.
For you.
That's what it's all about. I mean, that's why, you know, I wanted to get sports talk for the culture, because that's the culture.
Yes.
That's the culture of sports, I think, that's missed. The negativity sometimes you hear, whatever, but at the grassroots level, the lessons that we learned playing ball, you know, you're big-time college athlete. I was a program kid. When I say program kid, I was like 185 pounds, just loved it. You do, but the discipline, how to lose, how to take an L, come back from it.
Yes.
You know, that's the things that you get out of sports. Like, you know, you're not always gonna get the interview. You know, you just can't push the button and reset the game on life if something goes bad. Like you can't you know, that's something to do. You have to reset it, but it's a hard boot. You have to, you know, get yourself together. But that's definitely. And thanks for
And I
sharing
definitely
that.
want to shout out, you know, I definitely have, you know, walking this athletic journey as an administrator and educator, you know, everybody doesn't quite get it. You know what I mean? And I got to tell them, like, while I had some at-home time, I didn't have anything like some of these kids had.
Yeah.
And everybody's not ready, and everybody doesn't have parents like our Sunni that just put them on that path for college. Was like, this is what you're doing.
And
you know what I mean?
Put the trailing wheels off and then take the trailing wheel. Put them on and take them off.
But
Like,
it doesn't mean that their parents don't want it for them. They just don't know how to navigate the systems the way our parents did.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, you know, to be there and like really, it was unbelievable to me. And he's not, unfortunately and fortunately, he's not a unique story. There's others.
Yeah.
But when he opened up to me, it just was like, okay, wow, like this is an opportunity to help this kid, and now this is why I know why I'm here. You know what I mean? And now instead of a young man who barely gets out of high school, you got a young man who is like grinding, like
got his associate's degree.
Works like he works a regular job to help pay for his classes now at DCC, because he got to get his GPA up to, you know what I mean? He was right on that borderline coming out with that associates, because the standards went up.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, but it was never like, I can't do it. It's like, all right, tell me what I got to do,
and I'll make it work.
and I'll get it done.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, because, you know, the kids have so many obstacles,
Yes.
you know, and you're trying to overcome those obstacles. And sometimes we legislate more obstacles,
Yes.
you know, obstacles for the kids when they already got to, you know, jump the fence, swim the moat, the whole 9 yards. And it's just a beautiful, inspirational story to see a young man reach his full potential.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't see that potential. You got to, you know, see your potential, you know, when you're dealing with kids and the youth and everything. And everybody's not going to be perfect. We weren't perfect. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, it's the grind piece. You know, definitely doing that. Definitely.
Yeah, so, yeah, and shout out to Jordan Johnson. I know he was in town. He did go to Garden City, and he's now starting at East Carolina. They came back and played Temple, took a whooping last week. I couldn't get to the game, but shout out to Jordan. If I know you out there on social media and Facebook, I'll hit you up. But you know, proud of him too as well. You know what I mean? Proud of him as well. As the Pembroke Patriots come over here, you know, we want to talk a little stats.
Yeah. We can grab,
stats.
definitely.
Because some of the numbers are ridiculous.
Oh yeah, the quarterback. Well, first of all, we look. Matt Smith of Delco Times got you guys ranked 4 in the Power 8.
Yes.
Which is tremendous. Which is, you know, definitely doing. And then you look at your points allowed per game. I mean, you're only giving up like 16 points a game.
Yes.
A little over 2 touchdowns. You're scoring on average like 32 points a game around there. Offensively, you're averaging like defensively holding people to under 200 yards a game. I mean, formidable team. I mean, right now I think unofficially you're ranked District 1 3 seed right now.
Yes.
3 seed. With a potential, you know, with victories over Academy Park, maybe that you guys could move up to a 1 seed. Things could shape up. And right now, and let the people know, because quick question: Penwood has never hosted a playoff game for football.
Never
had
a home playoff
game for football.
A lot of good football. You know, and back in the day we had teams. The playoff format
wasn't there.
Wasn't like it was so hard. We had 10-0 teams that didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because, you know, with our league, we didn't always have a full league, so our non-league games would have to be against teams. Like, so you might play a school like the Haverford School, or, you know what I mean, who would be a good team, but they'd be like single A.
Yeah.
And so we played Salesianum. I know y'all played Salesianum.
Yeah.
And back in those days, they were
really good
at
it. Yeah.
So it was like, you know, it's always a challenge for us to get non-league games, but they wouldn't carry the points, so we wouldn't get in the playoffs. So this would actually be, if whether we run a table or not, we're probably in line for a home game. But if we were having to get to that potential Del Val championship rematch with Academy Park and win that, we'd be probably looking at maybe like a 1 or 2 seed.
Wow, that'll be tremendous. And then and definitely, I know the PIAA steps in for the postseason. They definitely would. Play the game here? Would it be a change of venue, or?
Nah, we're gonna play it here. I mean, home field is home field.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, Sunni, it's funny. I'm working on another level, and it sounds cool, but I am working on like a audio book, but it's called The Gentrification of Sports. But when you talk about the inequities, you know, really you look at it and go, you know, pretty much almost every school in District 1, other than the Del Val schools, have turf fields.
Yeah.
Every other school, except for Lower Marion, who they can't pass lights because of their township. Yeah. Us and Chester are the only ones without lights.
Yep.
So, you know, it'll be interesting to see somebody have to come grind it out. You know what I'm saying? In the neighborhood. I mean, the reality, think about this. If we were the number 1 seed and we were able to hold, we'd be hosting a district championship here. Like, you know, it's crazy. So, but you know, what we don't know, and this is why I keep trying to tell y'all to come on out and support.
Yeah, support, definitely.
We're not sure if we're going to be able to have the lights, just because the PIAA gets the door, and therefore that takes our ability to really pay for the lights. Yeah. So we're not sure if we'll have a night game or not. But either way, we'll be here rocking it out.
Oh, definitely. And definitely turn around and want to talk about. I saw the track team. This is the one cross country again.
Yes.
That's 9 years in a row. And Penwood's always been historically great for track, and that's more about the story of athletics. About that's not cross country, but all track. Eddie Fudd. Really don't even have a track. like
we'll have a track. But hold on, let's talk about this. Because first of all, we don't really get brown kids, African American kids to run cross country.
Yeah.
So when I got to Penwood, we had one kid on the track team.
Okay.
On the cross country team. One boy. No girls ran. Nobody else did. So we've actually transformed where we were more of like a sprinter school and a jumper school.
Yep, definitely.
We've actually turned into more of like a middle distance. 400 state champions, 4x4 state champions, 4x8s.
Oh, wow.
So we're having, and so really, we've changed the Del Valle in that aspect, which is when, we're talking about, this was our 9th girls cross country championship.
in a row. Like yeah.
Crazy, right?
Talking like John Wooden type status.
And,
you know?
right. And so, but what Len was able to sell the kids on, which was, the foundation that we're going to have for indoor from cross country is going to have us ready. And it was right. And then when the kids saw they were doing indoor, we then multiplied our meets. So we run more meets than the college programs.
Wow.
And so we're not only going to Lehigh, but we're also going to New York. And so we have either meets, sometimes we have double meets in a weekend where we'll go to Lehigh and New York.
Wow.
So that level of competition
just brings out the
allowed
best in you.
We max them out. But we're maxing them out not because we're trying to win championships, because we're trying to, you run those times, you get money.
Yeah. And you're trying to, and it involves the more students you can get involved, the better it is, the better the culture is. The more like we run cross country, we do this. You have a more areas for kids to get involved.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of times, that we talk about kids only have access to maybe football or basketball. That's what we got. It's, whatever. But not lacrosse, not this, different sports and everything. Field hockey, all these sports that you can use as a vehicle.
Yes.
As a vehicle to get some educational dollars, whatever, or just to put you in a better situation later in life as a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
It was just, it's easier once you ran wind sprints, you did that. As you get older, say, I need to work out some more, you can go and work out. And you tend to stay on a healthier path, like once you have done that and participated. And once you participate at a young level, it's just tremendous.
It is. I mean, the running aspect to track adds to your mental health without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I think what we've done is number one. My first thing was, truthfully, I knew what was going to when I became AD was like, all right, I know we're going to handle basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so the first thing was track, because that was now boys and girls, and I knew I could set a standard for what it was going to take to be at that level.
Yeah.
So, the next thing after that, which was now getting them to compete like we are. And
definitely.
Really what you see in track is like we might have a couple of those studs, like we got, but then you put them on a 4x4 and a 4x8 relay where you might not have that girl that can sprint or that boy that can sprint, but they learn how through cross country to get that distance, distance a little bit where you can sprint that joint. Now we're getting them in the school. And so what I'm really proud of is we get a lot of kids that might have been that fourth person on the relay, or they're getting money.
Oh,
they're getting money to Holy Family. They're getting money to East Stroudsburg. They're getting money. So we had a couple kids go to junior college from that, and by being on those teams with those stars, they're getting looks too.
That's what you get to see in the level of competition. I mean, a lot of times that I remember when we go back when we played, and then Glen Mills came into our league and our division. A lot of people were like, well, if somebody's looking at them, they're going to see you too. You're only good as who you go up against, and just the playing and being a part of that, like the better competition you play, scouts will come to look at them. You're on film too. Yes. Like that's the most definitely thing. Like whatever. Like, oh, wait a minute. I know we came here to see Kid J or Kid A, but look at Kid B. Like over here, like he's a player also. So
and every football coach that comes in here looks for our kids that's in track.
Yeah.
And I'm telling y'all, listen, parents, I'm telling y'all. I'm going to actually get probably Coach Jordan in the post game.
Message.
Yeah, it's the message. Put your kids, bring them here, put them in track. Because we got them in all. We've had long jumpers, shot putters.
Olympian.
Olympians, but I'm talking about for everybody is something, right? So, and then one of the things is because a lot of times track is not full money.
Yeah.
But because you can do like switch your semesters up, we've got a lot of kids that have done 5 years, right? So I'll give you like Brittany Wallace, master's degree from the University of Houston. Hunter's son, Christian Hunter, master's from LaSalle. I got a couple more. I'm running down the line. We got Christina, who went to Tulsa right?
Yep.
On a soccer scholarship, and then they got soccer and track money. So what she's now doing is doing her 5th year in track at the College of Sciences.
Wow.
And working on her athletic training. She just got her white coat. So she's in the white coat program where she'll get her athletic trainer's master's, which in 2 years after that, she'll be a doctor.
Wow.
So I'm trying to tell y'all, like, we've gotten so many kids through track, boys and girls. Not just that, we know the Eric Futches, we know the Darrell Hills.
Big names.
But we've got so many kids in school on track, it'll blow your mind. And Coach Jordan will be here to tell y'all about that.
Oh, definitely. Looking forward to talking to him during the post game, Victoria's post game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, and that's what the part, like, when we talked about, presenting this and coming down, doing the Friday Night Lights, being able to partnership up and tell those stories. Like, get your kids involved, sports, athletic, football, whatever. Get them involved. I mean, it's good for them, and there's just not, if you're not going to school, whatever, but just the camaraderie and the social skills and just being able to work with others.
Yes.
Coachable kids or employable kids. Coachable people are employable. I mean, that's the main thing that you have to have. Definitely.
And let me tell y'all one thing too. People try to talk about like our education here. I'm gonna tell you, you don't hear about our kids flunking out of college.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we gotta put these test scores and all these other things that are biased against, you know what I mean? Our race of people, we gotta put them in the context. You don't hear them. We're talking about people going to school and getting degrees. Yeah. And we're talking about high-risk kids, right? Kids that went in middle school and elementary school, because I get to be the district AD, I meet a lot of these kids in middle school or in the youth programs, right? And so at that point in time, some of them, they're not on the team because they can't get right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after a couple years, they figure out our process. But we're talking about now having college graduates, and now college graduates with very little debt.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing. You're not coming out with a mortgage or payments.
Yes.
And that's just beautiful.
Yes.
But look, man, they're about to kick this thing off.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. We're going to go see Penwood play Glen Mills.
Yes, sir.
Come on down and support. It's a beautiful night, beautiful crisp fall night. As we used to say back in the day, this is cracking weather. You get the pads clacking out here to stay warm. But definitely, look, we'll be back post game and we'll have a little conversation. Hopefully the Penwood Patriots will, win. Definitely get that done and put that eyes to that matchup down the road in a few weeks. But
yes,
thanks for letting Sports Talk Live for the Culture come out and be a part of your
culture, baby.
for the Friday Night Lights. And we will check you out soon. Definitely. Hit us back when the game is over. We'll talk to you. Bye.